Well, my name is Samara Salaudi, and I think, almost completed 24 years in Aitchison College. And of course, initially I started off with just an English teacher without any prior experience of teaching or whatsoever. But today, whatever I am, a good teacher or a person who helps around with a lot of stuff. I did dramatics for I think almost 15 years. And Aitchison is the place that made me whatever I am today, actually, because I have no training, no experience, nothing. So whatever I have learned on this campus. Well, honestly, for the last so many years, we've been exploring so many systems. Like once we tried to maybe talk about bringing in IB, or there are other different boards that work, but they're quite similar in nature, actually. So why to switch boards when everything is intact? We have a specific relationship with Cambridge and the British Council. Actually, they help us a lot, and they kind of train teachers, and they stay connected, and they know that Aitchison is a big market. So I think within that system where a lot of boards are working right now, CIE is actually maybe the proper choice, the sane choice right now. I mean, why to shift when the syllabus is more or less similar, and why change if you say the way they test you is similar? In a situation where somebody wants to go abroad maybe, or wants to get a degree from a foreign university, I won't recommend FSC. Although we have examples of boys who actually did metric and FSC and still managed to get a place in a foreign university with a big scholarship. But at the same time, if you want to study in Pakistan, again, you won't get the same marks as other board candidates will get, right? So there you have to compete with them. And plus, if you look at the finances, our degrees are like just peanuts as compared to the foreign university finances and the cost and the logistics and the traveling whatsoever is involved. So if we can train politicians, and I'm not saying that we don't need young politicians anymore, we do need young politicians more than ever. But at the same time, if you want to become a doctor, why to spend so much money? You can later go for an advanced degree or for specialization and all. But I think our medical colleges and a few engineering universities that we have, we should target that. And the only way, I won't say the only way, the right way is to go through FSC, so that you don't cut, they don't cut your marks that way, and you are kind of competing on merit the way other students are coming. So Aitchisonians have all the right to go to the best public or even private medical colleges or engineering colleges. But I think FSC can help, again, in MDCAT and in the engineering entry test. It's helpful, yeah.
So my name is Dr. Huma Izhar, and I've been here 19 years. I started as a biology teacher for A-levels and O-levels. In those days, we used to have just O-levels. And then soon after that, I've always been part-time. But I've given a lot of quality time to Aitchison because I did not do anything else in, by way of work. So I was totally dedicated to my work here. And I've been here 19 years. I don't know how that happened, but then around 2012, I became the head of sciences of the 3 schools. And I've tried to integrate, like a seamless transition of students. That was my aim, from junior to prep and then prep to senior. Because before that, we used to feel that there were 3 schools working independently and there was very little interaction. So with naturally the administration and the principal and the headmaster or headmistress, we've been working like that. Okay, so again with Cambridge, it all starts from everything starts from junior school, right? So even there, we are basically doing a Cambridge program, but without an external exam for Cambridge and prep school. Because if you don't do that, then how will the students kind of transit into prep school and senior school? It has to be a holistic kind of an approach to a child's education. Not just getting grades in, the external end exam, the exit exam. So what we started doing was that we, worked with Cambridge, and we realized there is a lot of need for hands-on education and learning by experimentation and learning by not just recall. So it was a change of mindset. It was a change, we needed to train teachers for that approach. So basically working with Cambridge helped us address certain issues like teacher training and teacher professional development, which we worked on. And then of course, a lot of work on bringing the children into a hands-on environment and learning through their own working in the practical room or the outside or whatever. If it's photosynthesis, the children need to be outside. They need to know how a seed grows, how pollination takes place, the birds and the bees and everything. So that's how it started. And then of course we had regular meetings with the teachers of junior school and prep school and senior school. Then we started the senior school teachers collaborating with the prep school and actually sending them material and worked out examples and everything so that the children would move gracefully and happily into a more concrete program. As far as Cambridge was concerned, working with Cambridge, I decided that because I needed to work on the teachers as well, I needed to know how the training was about, what training requirements were there. So I landed myself in becoming a trainer and examiner for Cambridge, which was a grueling experience because, to be honest, as you grow senior in your role, you become less technical and you have people doing things on the computer for you. Now this made me a student for Cambridge. I had to write essays and I had to do videos and I had to do a lot of work which I had not done before, and then do examining of papers which was very thorough, which was very different. So I finally became a trainer. This January I was awarded the certificate. So I'm now an accredited Cambridge trainer for biology. So that is also something that I had done. That was my personal professional development. So you see, what happened was that we realized that our students were at a disadvantage because the government keeps changing the laws and the rules for admission into medical colleges, right? So there was a time when SAT2 was considered instead of MDCAT. Our students, A-level students, did not require to take the MDCAT for admission to med school. But then there was a change of policy, and the PMDC and the IBCC decided that every student should be taking the MDCAT. Now, MDCAT is primarily an FSC based exam, or at least in those days it was primarily an FSC exam. So my students, A-level students, are at a disadvantage because they always need to get equivalence with the FSC to get a grade, which is then sent to the medical school for admission. They used to be at a disadvantage because they were never given the same percentage, because you know that ours are like grades and there they have concrete marks, and Cambridge does not give you concrete marks. Anyway, so what happened was that once the MDCAT started, there was a drop in medical students. People stopped taking biology because there are certain students who are very, very sure they want to become doctors. Also, there are students, the last principal decided that he wanted a lot of students from, remote areas in Aitchison, so that those students can be empowered in a place like Aitchison and, have that kind of a exposure. So we decided that, theek hai, we have to start FSC, because we need to have a local degree which will empower our children to, it should be a fair playing field for them if they need to get admission into medical colleges. It became a success. The first year we had like 8-9 students. Their results were, to be honest, not very great, but it got the ball rolling. And so now we have a proper metric stream, an FSC stream. So instead of going into other international degrees, we decided that this was, a good option for our own students. Having said that, there are students who will always want to keep their options open. Like my own son, he wanted to become a doctor, but he wasn't sure what kind of grades he would get. So he decided to do the A-levels. He wanted to do the Cambridge, and he said, if I don't get the grades or if I can't do the MDCAT, I will go to LUMS or take another degree, but I need to have the option with A-levels, because A-levels does open a lot of avenues internationally. It doesn't limit you just to local schools and professional schools. So that is why Cambridge is very important, to give bright students like you an opportunity to go abroad and ace the world.
My name is Lala Ruhaga. I joined Aitchison College in 2005 as an English language teacher in prep school. I've been there for nearly 19 years now, teaching English to prep school. Also, I've been in charge of the annual English play. We've done about 19 of them in collaboration with another English teacher. We had Asma Chima. So we both of us collaborated on this, and we produced these very popular plays. I would mention the reading program in prep school, because they didn't have anything like that in the senior school and in junior school for obvious reasons. But it worked beautifully in prep school, and the children were very keen to get books. They had an incentive because we had given them certificates of gold, silver, and participation, and so they were working for that, and they generally developed a love for books, because I remember after years and years and years, some parents, they always come to me, and the first thing they say is that, ma'am, you're responsible for my son reading books. He's developed, and I think you're responsible for it. That makes me so happy. Oh yes, we had collected money for that, and we presented it to the zoo authorities. They had a special account in it, and they would inform us if a new cub would arrive in the zoo, or if the cub was not feeling well, if it needed any medical attention. They would inform us, and we would go and show concern. With the few boys, I would accompany them, and so that's how we actually looked after them. We have this beautiful album which shows that we are holding the cub. That was very exciting for the boys to hold the cub, and to come near the animal, a wild animal, and so that was very exciting. Sayyid Babar Ali Library has been here for years and years and years, and now we are installed in a brand new building. As you can see, it's kind of very modern, and but the books are traditional and old. I think old books have their own charm about it. We have some very rare books that are being displayed in the in the corridor over there, head librarian is taking a very keen interest, and we are helping her in this by extending the books that we have already, and making this library like a public library, not just a student library. And it's very rich in books, and we are still getting some more.
My name is Abdul Wahid Chuktai, and I joined Aitchison College in 1996 as a science teacher. And I continued, as a teacher, as a mentor, as a head of department, as a year level coordinator, and the best position it's always to be a teacher. So I always enjoyed my position as a teacher at junior school. That's very important, Aitchison primarily produces leaders, what I've seen, and in Pakistan, out of Pakistan, even one of our Aitchisonians, he came 2 years back, a very young learner, and very proudly he shared that he's working at the UN now. And 2 of my students, they are teaching foreign universities. 3 of my students are teaching at Aitchison College. So again, Aitchison produce leaders. So this is, comes with the sense of responsibility, and that sense of responsibility is inculcated at a very early stage at Aitchison College. And one of the traditions you were asking, if I connected with K1s, that's a unique tradition, K1 students cannot go home. They are the boarders, they are the hostelites, they live here. The President of Pakistan, former President Farooq Ahmad Lahori, he lived here, at Aitchison College. And when Nawab Akbar Bukti was the governor of Balochistan, he used to be, as a hostelite at Queen House in K1. So that's a unique tradition. In K2, grade 2, you can go home, you can opt for anything, but at K1, as a tradition, you cannot go home. So this is something unique and different from, I think, other institutions of Pakistan.